Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's action figure Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series number 19 6-inch Kanan Jarrus. So this is one of Hasbro's latest 6-inch offerings in the Black Series lineup, and one that I was very excited about because this is one of the first figures that they have done based on the Star Wars Rebels television series. And I love Rebels. I love the Clone Wars. And in a lot of ways, Rebels is sort of a continuation of Clone Wars. And it's really nice to get a figure based off Rebels, but in the realistic sort of aesthetic that Hasbro did with a lot of the earlier Clone Wars figures during the Legacy collection. The box, as you can see, same red and black line look for the Black Series. You can see the figure prominently displayed inside along with an image of Kanan down at the bottom. The side of the box gives you a peek inside. The opposite side indicates that this is number 19 in the Black Series line. At the back, we get the same image of Kanan and then a little paragraph about his character. Kanan Jarrus survived the Emperor's Purge, going underground for years and hiding the truth about the Jedi he really was. He was a leader among the Ghost crew and, with the emergence of the Force-sensitive Ezra, once again embraced his identity as a Jedi Knight. So I'm going to go ahead and get Kanan out of the box and then we'll take a closer look and see what he's like. Alright you guys, and here's Kanan out of the box, and I gotta say, he looks really good. I'm very surprised at how nice this figure looks. It's Kanan from Rebels quite clearly, but done in a realistic movie-like way, which is very cool. If he was in the live-action films, no doubt this is probably pretty close to what he would look like. His proportions are very nicely done. I'm really liking what they did with the costume. It just looks very cool, very realistic, nice coloration. It's a very nice aesthetic to be sure. And being a Black Series figure, Kanan has a good amount of articulation and a couple of nice accessories. And I'll give you a close-up here of the head. And I think that Hasbro did a pretty nice job with it. I really think that he looks like Billy Bob Thornton. Just the way that they, sculpted him and painted him. It just really looks like him, in my opinion. And that's kind of funny. But, it looks good. Nice-looking face, nice-looking paint. Everything looks pretty clean. The eyes are cleanly painted. Eyebrows look nice. Hairline pretty much looks, very nice. All in all, it's a great looking head for something that, they basically took a cartoon and made it into a more realistic looking human. I think they did a nice job with it. The hair, it's pulled back in his ponytail, so that's really cool. The skin tone itself seems to be pretty spot on. It's a peach color, not too waxy like we often see with a lot of Hasbro's human figures. It's a little waxy, but it's not too bad. Rest of the costume, this is what I really like about the figure. If you just look here at the texturing they did, it just looks really nice. The sculpt work in here, along with all the little bits of texture, just look great. And I'm really pleased with this. Aesthetically, that looks fantastic. The sleeves on his arms, likewise, look very nice. Very nice sculpt work. And again, I just really like that textured look. I think it really works with this figure. Of course, he's got his armored shoulder and arm, and it's kind of got it's like a greenish color, like a deep greenish gray, but it has this kind of a sheen to it, which kind of makes it look metallic, and I think it looks quite nice. You got a strap right there, and it's got this little emblem on there. Not too sure what that means specifically, but I think it looks cool. And the pants also look very nice, good sculpt work, good texture. Coloration is good. Pretty gray. I do see a little bit of a paint issue right there. Luckily, it's in the inside where you're not going to see it too much. His holster right here, as you can see, it's a separate piece, but it is permanently affixed to his belt as well as to his thigh. And the boots look quite nice, and they seem to match the rest of the outfit. Kanan seems to be a guy that's pretty conscious about what he's wearing, wants to make sure everything matches, and it's not a bad thing. And the boots also kind of have a little bit of this sort of sheen to them. And all in all, I think that it looks very nice. I'm really pleased with the aesthetics of this guy. Very pleased. In terms of articulation, Kanan has a ball joint here at the neck, and he can go down, he can go up, not a whole lot. He is somewhat restricted by that ponytail. Side to side, it doesn't really tilt. He's got ball joints at both of these shoulders, and this one is a little bit hindered because of that big old shoulder pad, but it's not too bad. You can still move it out, which is good. No bicep swivel, but you do get your ball joints at both of the elbows. You get ball hinging at both of the wrists as well. You get a ball joint at the torso, though it's not a really great ball joint. You can move it side to side, but it doesn't really like do anything else. He's got ball joints at both of the hips, and he does a pretty good split. It's not a perfect split, but it's sufficient. He can go in and out. You can rotate him at the thigh, but these are very stiff. He's got double bends at both of the knees. And then he's got ball hinging at both the ankles along with rocker swivels. So all in all, very nicely articulated. There's not much more I could have expected them to do. I mean, yeah, they could have given him the swivels at the biceps, or they could have done double bends at the elbows, but this seems to be pretty sufficient, not to mention that extra joints would kind of hinder the aesthetics just a little bit, and I think that the way that it looks is really fantastic. In the way of accessories, you get two of them. The first of them is this little blaster pistol, and it's very similar to the ones that we saw in Return of the Jedi during the sail barge skirmish, and nicely sculpted, nicely colored, has a little bit of a metallic kind of look to it. You can fit it into his holster just fine, no problems there at all. The lightsaber is very interesting. It's a 3-piece saber, 2-piece if you don't count the blade. But basically the way that it works, and this is very much the way that it is in Rebels, is you got the lightsaber hilt like this, and then you got this other piece that Kanan wears elsewhere, and you just plug them in like that. See, there's a hole right there, and then you just plug it in. And then you got the full lightsaber like that. Then you're going to take the blade, which is kind of a light-ish sort of blue color. It looks okay. It's a little bit bent, so I might have to heat it up with hot water, but overall it looks quite nice. It's got a little bit of a point there at the tip, which is interesting. And, just plug it in right there. And there you go. The lightsaber is assembled. Now, as far as plugging these pieces in to Kanan's body, you're going to see a little slot right here at the back. So just take your lightsaber hilt and just slot it in. Line it up and get it pushed in. There you go. And then with the smaller piece right there, we're going to simply take it, and you're going to see another slot right there. It's like a little T-slot, and just push it in like that. And now you can't tell that Kanan has a lightsaber per se, and this is the way he wears it in Rebels, so I think that that's very nice. I'm really happy that Hasbro integrated that look into the figure without just giving us a solid hilt. That's very thoughtful of them, and I like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Star Wars, the Black Series, number 19, Kanan Jarrus 6-inch figure. Overall, you guys, it's a very nicely executed figure. One that I was excited about, but one that I didn't expect I was going to like so much. I really think that Hasbro did a phenomenal job with the figure. It's sculpted very nicely. Really great head sculpt, even if it looks like Billy Bob Thornton. The costume is very nicely done. Nice sculpting in the shirt, nice texturing. Same with the pants. The choices of color that they went with for his outfit are all just spot on to me. I really, really like what they did here. The articulation is very nicely implemented. I'm very happy with all of the points that they gave him, and I think that it's very adequate. The weapons are very nice. He can stow his blaster in his holster. He can hold it in his hand with no problems. The lightsaber, really great engineering how they were able to make it so that the lightsaber is just the way it is in the film, where it's multiple pieces, and the way that you can plug them in on a couple spots along his belt is just very nice. I really, really like that. He holds the lightsaber in two hands just fine, and aesthetically, this is probably one of the coolest Black Series 6-inch figures, I gotta say. I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. No complaints. And I'm really excited for more Rebels figures. We know that Ahsoka is out now, still trying to track her down. We know that Sabine is coming, so hopefully they get to more Rebels figures as well. And if they do, I'm really going to look forward to what they have to offer. So if you're a fan of Star Wars Rebels, or you just really appreciate a very nicely done Star Wars action figure, then I can't recommend Kanan to you enough. I'm just so happy with this figure, and ultimately I think he's probably going to be one of my favorite 6-inch figures that Hasbro has done so far. Alright my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then I do encourage you to please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Kanan Jarrus, and whether or not he's something that you would add to your collection. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the latest news and updates, and as always, I want to thank you for watching Victoria's Cantina. Till next time my friends, bye bye.